Hello everybody, Olga with you today. You know, I really value the community of people which I have around my channel because I can really share some thoughts, I can share some ideas. By the way, I share so much as posts in YouTube channel, so please make sure that you are subscribed so you can follow the posts and follow the discussions with other people. And today I want to have some kind of answer on one of the very popular question, or you can say note. It's about why Ukrainians want to join European Union. I'm receiving a lot of comments from the people. I guess maybe they are by themselves living in the European Union or something, and they are saying that why Ukrainians want to join. European Union is not such nice as you think, and it has a lot of problems. Ukraine will have a lot of problems, and so on. So I just want to answer you on this question, a couple of my thoughts with the historical facts. First of all, I believe that every country, when they join in some kind of union or whatever, they have personal reasons for that, and every country has different reasons. And I believe in Europe, so far, there is no country which is fighting for their existence as a country and as a nation. So France, they know that they are French. They don't need to prove anybody that they can use their language in their country. They don't need to prove that their culture is their culture. It's not English culture or German culture, a bit modified, but it is, it's the same nation or something like that. German don't need to prove anything to anybody, Italy, and so on. But Ukraine is a huge country nowadays in Europe. It has a very big land. It has economy with some kind of variety, right? We have a lot of raw materials, processed things. We are producing cars, airplanes even, and so on. And at the same time, Ukrainians still nowadays, they are fighting for their existence as a nation. So till recent times, I guess, not maybe till war, but till at least revolution, which happened in 2014, many people didn't know what is Ukraine at all. They were thinking it is something part of Russia or somewhere around Russia, or Ukraine doesn't really have anything special. It's some kind of poor country in Eastern Europe. And I guess because of war, people finally start differentiating that there is Ukraine and there is Russia. And these people are not the same. Those cultures are not the same. They have different languages and other things. And we also have different culture. Even many people does not think about that. So I believe, and this is my statement somehow, that unlike other countries which was joining European Union because they was fighting for better life, so they see that they will have a lot of economical benefits and they can have more money or whatever, they can make their life better, because if they will join European Union, for Ukraine, in the first place, it's fight for our existence. And if we will not join European Union, we cannot remain neutral in nowadays condition and capacity which we have in Ukraine. So we must be joined to Russia, not joined physically, so we will be one country. No, we can still remain country called Ukraine, but economically, like Belarus, for example, they are totally controlled by Russia and they cannot do anything against them because Russia just will smash them, but in economical way, no need even to go and fight. In this regard, I just want to go a bit on the history and tell you some examples and historical reasons why we want so. So actually, Ukraine, historical, it was Kiev Rus in the 10th century, right? We are a very old country somehow in Europe. And Kiev Rus, it was some kind of independent Ukrainian state. And then it broke to so many different kingdoms and so on and so on. And for a very long time, we was under authority of Lithuanian kingdom. And Lithuanian kingdom bring to Ukraine a lot of European culture, architects, traditions, and a lot of ideas and a lot of things. And people somehow stopped developing in the same way like Lithuania and other Western countries. Somehow we start looking to that direction. While Moscow, after it got created, and it was created much later than Ukraine, it was under Mongol Tatar Horde of the Golden Horde. And they was developing totally in different way with different principles. So this country formed with the terror, with the rope, steel, this what was Mongols. Everybody know who was Golden Horde somehow. So no need to talk about that. So that's why in this moment we used to be different and our development go in different directions. And since 500 years, last 500 years. Actually, Ukraine keep fighting for its independence and for its European choice, and Russia try to grab us always on their side, who we are not, because we are not from there. We are not having that development. We never develop under the conditions like Russia was developing. And first it was Cossacks was fighting with Poland, with Moscow, with Turkey for invasion. Then Russian Empire occupy all our areas. They make sure that they can destroy Ukrainian language, culture, any kind of national ideas, and they wasn't able really to destroy it to the maximum. So after Ukraine became part of USSR, and in USSR they also forbid Ukrainian language, forbid Ukrainian books, again any national idea. So since very 500 years, Ukrainians are always under the pressure that we are not allowed to have our language, you cannot use your culture, forget that you are an independent nation, you need to join us, you need to feel that you are part of Russia, and this kind of pressurizing was always there, and it never succeeds. So Ukrainians was always fighting back to be independent in different way, in the revolutions, in trying to make some autonomical republics or whatever. And the last chance came in 1991, when Ukraine decided that we don't want to be part of Soviet Union anymore, and we get out of this Soviet Union finally, and we start building somehow our own way. The problem that Ukraine also has a lot of, it requires to have some kind of very strong politician and super who has, who see the target and he don't see any problem to reach these targets. We didn't have such politicians also. And we have a lot of Russian agents in Ukraine, a lot of politicians funded by Russia till nowadays, and same like other countries. But in Ukraine it's very, it's major, and it's really a deal breaker, you can say like that. Then Russia was busy, in 90s Russia was busy with their own problems, so they didn't focus so much on Ukraine. And later they start focusing, and they try to grab us back as much as they can by putting their president, and first time they tried, didn't work. In 2004 Ukrainians made very huge revolution, and Putin on that time was very angry why our president just cannot bring tanks and just drive on top of people. What's the problem with this protest, why you cannot do anything? So yes, the second time they again put their president, and Ukrainians again made revolution in 2013, and this one I guess you remember somehow. And at that time it was having flags, a lot of flags of European Union. And people decided Ukrainians want to join European Union so much, but we want on that time, somehow since that time till now it is all the same story. It just continues. So Russia occupied Donbass as a result, and they go into full-scale war because they see that it still didn't prevent us to have European ideas. So the point that on that time we was again between, so we must have fund from somebody, we must do business with somebody, we must have development with someone. And Russia, since I remember, and somehow this politics, and you can say it was exactly since 2003, 2004, I was already very understanding what's going on. They was always making problems to Ukraine. They stop the gas regardless of any agreement. They stop, so we have a lot of people who are supplying so much milk, cheese products, meat to Russia. This is the things which has very short expiry date. And Russia always, they will, so if our government is making some decision that they don't like, totally regardless some totally different things, they will make problem to people who is exporting to them this all kind of food, and the food is getting damaged, people getting so much loss, and they clearly say it's because you're making some problems, we will stop it and we will not make your business happen. And our farmers and our businessmen, they fed up with it so much. They know that you cannot rely on Russia, you cannot do any export with Russia, you cannot do anything with Russia. They always was making problems to businessmen. That's how our businessmen, they start focusing more in Europe. But to be able to trade with Europe, you have a lot of bureaucratical problems. And once Ukraine signed, for example, agreement for association, it helped our producers so much to make business much less have less quotes, have less documents and certificates and so on, somehow to make the things easier. And if you will be part of European Union, you will have totally free trade. You can trade as much as you want, and that's why small private entrepreneurs, small companies and producers, farmers, they support it so much. They don't want to have business with Russia because Russia never keep their words and they always make them problems regardless whatever happening in the country. So somehow our businessmen, they was already morally ready. They want to join or they want to be as close to Europe as they can, just to do their business in a normal way, where you sign agreement and you know that this agreement, for sure, the government will keep this agreement and they will not make you problems out of nothing. And yeah, so that is first thing. Second thing, that is our culture, our identity. We don't want anybody to start saying that Ukraine is the same like Russia. And Russia tried to pressurize us by language, you know. And a lot of people say, what's your problem with language? Because, and these people, mostly, they're not from the countries which are threatened, you know, which existence, whose existence is under threat. Because, for example, if somebody from Czech Republic, for example, watching me, please write me in the comments if I'm correct. I know the Czech also, they was struggling so much because they wasn't able to use their language and their language almost disappeared, and they was able to somehow to bring it back. And I'm sure now they respect their language so much and they will keep it and protect it also so much from any other influence. So Jewish at all, they didn't use their language and they actually bring it totally from that just because language is very important things for self-identification of nation. And so Russia try to keep Ukraine so much, grab them in all possible way, to keep them next to them, just because they don't want us to develop in our own way and they need us. And we always knew that. They always was making us problems. They always was very bad, but they never show it to all the world. All the world never was interested in this. And only this full-scale war, it show finally their rotten mentality. They show how bad they are, what kind of cheap principles they have in life. And actually it shows that they have no principles if even their army is the one who keeps stealing washing machines. And so this is what Russia is doing in Ukraine. As a lot I was like talking with our people, and I'm reading a lot of articles in Forbes and Economist and all these kind of like big magazines. Our people, they don't feel that if they will join European Union, we will have great life. And this is the only problem which is stopping Ukraine from having great life, is to be not part of European Union. Ukrainians, normal average Ukrainians, they're not waiting that they will get a lot of money from European Union. For us, before war even and after war, it's more critical. European Union, it's, you know, it's a bold statement in a big font. Finally, Russia, leave us alone. We don't want to be with you. We have our own way. And this is the way to cut the rope somehow from Russia. And this is only the first step to start developing in the way how we want. Maybe this is not the best. European Union also may have a lot of problems. And we understand this. But for us now, we have choice only between being totally grabbed by Russia or live and develop independently. And this is why we want to have such choice. Thanks guys for watching this long video. I hope you like my ideas, and for sure don't forget to press the like button if you like this video, and subscribe to my channel to read more posts which I'm writing about Ukraine.